The story of the woolly mammoth, a majestic creature that roamed the Arctic tundra over 4,000 years ago, is one of both tragedy and hope. Driven to extinction by a combination of climate change and human activity, the last woolly mammoth took its final breath on a remote island in the Arctic Ocean. Today, as humanity stands on the brink of its own climate crisis, scientists are exploring the possibility of bringing these ancient beasts back to life not as mere curiosities, but as potential allies in the fight against climate catastrophe. This ambitious endeavor is centered on the Arctic Plains, a region where over 1 trillion tons of dead organic matter are trapped beneath frozen ground known as permafrost. The fate of this permafrost and the carbon it holds is intricately tied to the survival of our planet. Permafrost, a layer of soil that remains frozen year-round, has acted as a global freezer for thousands of years. It has preserved dead plants and animals, preventing them from decomposing and releasing their stored carbon into the atmosphere. However, rising global temperatures are causing the permafrost to thaw at an alarming rate. If this thawing continues unchecked, it would be akin to opening a freezer and letting its contents spoil into the open air. The consequences would be catastrophic. There is approximately twice as much carbon locked beneath the permafrost as there is currently in Earth's atmosphere. Releasing even a fraction of this carbon could accelerate global warming to unprecedented levels, triggering a feedback loop that would be nearly impossible to reverse. Before their extinction, woolly mammoths played a crucial role in maintaining the Arctic ecosystem. These massive creatures were ecosystem engineers, trampling snow and clearing young trees, which exposed the soil to the frigid Arctic air. This process helped keep the ground frozen, preserving the permafrost. After the mammoths disappeared, the Arctic landscape underwent a dramatic transformation. Forests and shrubs took over, absorbing more heat and contributing to the thawing of the permafrost. The loss of the mammoths, therefore, had a cascading effect on the environment, one that we are only beginning to fully understand. In an extraordinary twist of fate, the very creatures that once helped preserve the permafrost may now hold the key to saving it. Using tissues recovered from frozen mammoth remains, scientists are on the brink of creating an elephant-mammoth hybrid. This hybrid, often referred to as a mammophant, would possess many of the traits that made woolly mammoths so well suited to the Arctic environment. By reintroducing these creatures to the Arctic, researchers hope to reverse the trend of permafrost thawing and prevent a climate catastrophe. The process of de-extinction begins with the Asian elephant, which shares over 98% of its DNA with the woolly mammoth. By comparing their genomes side by side, scientists can identify the genetic differences that allowed mammoths to thrive in cold environments. Using advanced gene editing techniques such as CRISPR, researchers can then transfer these desired genetic mutations into elephant cells. For example, the TRPV3 gene, which was modified in mammoths to produce shaggier hair and better insulation, can be copied into elephant cells to activate these cold-adapted traits. Once the gene-edited cells are created, they can be cloned to produce embryos. These embryos would then be implanted into surrogate elephant mothers, who would carry the hybrid calves to term. The goal is to create a creature that is not a perfect replica of the woolly mammoth, but rather a functional equivalent, an animal capable of thriving in the Arctic and performing the ecological role once filled by its ancient ancestors. At the forefront of this groundbreaking effort is Colossal Biosciences, a startup dedicated to de-extinction and genetic engineering. The company aims to produce the first elephant-mammoth hybrid calves by 2028 as a proof of concept. To demonstrate the feasibility of their approach, Colossal has already created woolly mice by modifying the corresponding genes in the mouse genome. These mice exhibit shaggy, mammoth-like fur, showcasing the potential of gene editing technology to recreate cold-adapted traits. Colossal's roadmap includes the development of artificial wombs, which would allow embryos to grow without the need for surrogate mothers. This technology could revolutionize the field of de-extinction, making it easier to produce and raise hybrid animals. Additionally, the company plans to create biovos biological archives containing thousands of tissue specimens from living species. These biovos could serve as a safeguard against future biodiversity loss, providing a means to restore ecosystems in the event of a catastrophe. The potential applications of de-extinction technology extend far beyond the woolly mammoth. This technology could be used to protect endangered species, improve agricultural practices, restore damaged ecosystems, and even mitigate the spread of diseases. For example, gene editing techniques could be used to create disease-resistant crops or to reintroduce extinct species that played key roles in their ecosystems. In the realm of human health, mastering gene editing could lead to breakthroughs in treating genetic disorders and combating diseases. If de-extinction lives up to its promise, it could mark a new chapter in the relationship between humanity and the natural world. By resurrecting extinct species and restoring lost ecosystems, we could prevent a looming climate catastrophe, save millions of human and animal lives, and re-establish a balance that has been disrupted by centuries of human activity. The woolly mammoth, once a symbol of a bygone era, could become a symbol of hope and renewal. Recent scientific discoveries have added urgency to the need for action. Parts of the Arctic tundra are now actively emitting more greenhouse gases than they capture. This shift from carbon sink to carbon source is a troubling sign that the Arctic is reaching a tipping point. Despite the mounting evidence, many people remain in denial about the severity of the climate crisis. This denial is often fueled by biased media coverage, which spins facts to fit particular narratives. To combat this, it is essential to seek out unbiased, comprehensive information. Ground News, the sponsor of this video, is a valuable resource for understanding complex issues like the permafrost carbon imbalance. Founded by a former NASA engineer, Ground News gathers perspectives from around the world, weaving together a complete picture of the most pressing issues. By mapping out hidden biases and blind spots, Ground News helps users challenge assumptions and think critically about the information they consume. The story of the woolly mammoth is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth. The extinction of this species thousands of years ago set off a chain reaction that is still being felt today. Now, as we face the consequences of our own actions, we have the opportunity to rewrite this story. By bringing the woolly mammoth back to life, we can restore a lost piece of the Arctic ecosystem and take a significant step toward preventing a climate catastrophe. The journey ahead is fraught with challenges, but the potential rewards are immense. De-extinction is not just about resurrecting the past, it is about shaping a better future. It is about recognizing our responsibility to the planet and taking bold, innovative steps to protect it. The woolly mammoth, once a relic of the Ice Age, could become a symbol of humanity's ability to heal the wounds we have inflicted on the Earth. In the frozen plains of the Arctic, a new dawn may be on the horizon, one in which the past and the future come together to create a more sustainable world.